I have the honors and privilege to introduce you to Auntie Ku'ule. I just want to mahalo her for everything and for these years of dedication to our community.
Aloha, my kako. Aloha. What a pleasure to see all of you here with us today on this very, very special day in Pohoiki. After the historic eruption of 2018, our Lava-Inundated were forced to go out of Hilo, and we are so pleased to be able to bring them home. Yay! I want to thank my lovely niece Leila and Alia and all of us who worked diligently with Dobor and DLNR to ensure that our voices were heard in Oahu. And I want to thank Finn McCall, Chair Dawn Chang, Megan Strax, Joyce and William Ventura, our state senator, and Gregor Iligan, our state rep. Yay! Our ohana from Pohoiki, all the way from Kalapana to Kapoho, frankly. We rise today in great hopes of our fishermen being prosperous and returning to feeding our community here in Pohoiki. We have a little bit of a road ahead of us, but rest assured, we shall ensure that hopefully in November, the first boat will go out of our Mahalo nui to all of those who supported our fishermen and our community. And we look forward to seeing you every day down here when our boats go out. And more so, bring your keiki so they learn the basis and importance of our culture of feeding our community as a lai'a. Mahalo nui, and I enjoy the day. And thank you for being with us. Mahalo piha.
Good job.
Oh, and so it's with great pleasure that I get to call Finn McCall up here to share his words.
Aloha, everybody. Yes, so my name is Finn McCall. I'm the engineering branch head for the Division of Boating and Ocean Recreation. And boy, has this been a long journey. I mean, I thank you guys so much for all your patience through all this. It really has gone on for a very long time. You know, when the bay first closed up due to the eruption, you know, we first anticipated that it was just going to keep filling in and there was just no end in sight. And so we started trying to look for a new boat ramp site along the coast. And, you know, we tried looking at sites from Kapoho all the way to Kalapana. And, you know, there really weren't any sites that would work. It's just, the coastline here is just, you know, steep sea cliff, not a lot of places. And, you know, the more, you know, we worked on this project, the more it came aware, especially to me, just the importance of this place and how important it is that fishing continues out of this location. And there was a reason why this place, you know, had a boat ramp built to begin with, you know. So, you know, once time went on and we started to see that the bay was actually eroding and material was, you know, being pulled away naturally, we're like, you know what, you know, it looks like we could actually reopen this boat ramp. We just got to remove the material. And so we worked hard to try to get the funding for it. That was a challenge, and so I very much appreciate the help from our state legislators for getting us the funding. Thank you very much. Yeah, that helped a lot. And so we're looking forward to getting this project underway. It took a long time for us to get our permits and everything. We finally got that cleared. And so we're very much looking forward to having Goodfellow Brothers, the contractor, who will be doing this project. They're very capable. They've done a lot of projects like this. Nothing quite like this project that's been done before, but they know how to use the equipment and everything. So yeah, we're very much looking forward to this. And again, I thank you all so much for your patience. And I'm just so happy to be here today and say that we're actually getting this project started and we're going to restore this boat ramp for all you guys. So thank you very much.
Ui, aloha mai kākou.
Aloha. Aloha.
So it is a privilege and honor to be here to share with you in celebrating the beginning of construction for the reopening of Pohoiki. I didn't want to say too much because I'm going to bring up a son of Ka'u, Ryan Kanakaole, our first deputy. But you know, this would not happen without the collaboration between this community, our elected officials, and our state agency. A lot of times I come to meetings and I don't even get bus up. So this is a really nice meeting to come to, of celebration. So with that being said, I'm going to pass this on to Ryan Kanakaole. He is DLNR's first deputy, but he is a son of Ka'u, and I'd like him to say a few words on behalf of DLNR, in particular, his connection to this place.
Amen.
Hello, my kaku. Oh, I don't know, better feel it, so I would keep it a little bit short, yeah. I know I get a long line too, yeah, so. My name is Ryan Kanakaole. I'm from Waiahunu Ka'u. I'm happy to be here. Oh, I'm happy to be here. Sorry, it's like the karaoke mic. Gotta keep it close to the face. Sorry. So I will be honest. I haven't been down here since before 2018. Summertime for me was coming down here, making a drive from Waiahinu up to Waikeuka, grab my family, and then we all caravan down to Kapoho, to Pohoiki, dive, surf nonstop. That was probably like my core memories. And but this place, Pohoiki, it's a little bit different for me because this is like remembering my dad. And you know, towards the end of his life, he didn't have much. He didn't even have a house, but he had a car. And so he would pick me up in Waiahinu, and we make the drive down up to Ke'ao and then down all the way here. And that was about 2 hours one way. And we just sit over there, in fact. And we just cruise. Sometimes, you know, randomly, Ohana would come by and we'd say hello. But it was just us, and that's kind of like the last memories that I have of him, of this place. And so I just really want to mahalo everybody for coming together and allowing me to come back here and reconnect.
Amen.
And you know, that's probably the most important thing for me personally. And but I know I just want to say mahalo to the legislators for bringing the funding in. And and Finn and the billboard team for spearheading this project. Our county partners for all their support and coordination. And you know, but most of all, I want to thank all of the families, you know, and the community members, the Lava-Inundated, the Hawaiʻi, the PUNA, the Mo'opuna, and everybody in between, including those father and sons coming down here to just hang out and cruise, you know, because this is the lifeline for this place. I can't even imagine if like PUNA Boat Ramp or Kaulana was shut down, and how hard it would be for our mea Lava-Inundated to come and fish their waters. So I know it's been a hard fight and a long fight and a long wait, but now's the time. So we will get them. And I pray for success, but most of all, I pray for safety for everybody involved in this project.
Good job.
Mahalo.
Okay, mahalo, everybody. Joy, we'd like to invite you to come up and share some of the words. Our Senator Joy.
Yay, yay,
Thank you. So, mahalo to everyone. I wanted to share what occurred in the very, very, very beginning. It was at a time when the lava had stopped in August 2018. And Mililani Trask brought her brother, Michael Trask, the Lahui, the fisherman, Ku'ule, over to Sacred Hearts and brought me in and said, our fishermen are dying. You don't understand how much it costs in fuel to bring all of our boats all the way over to Wailoa Harbor, having to use all that fuel to go around the point to come over here to Puna. So it was that in mind, and you folks don't quite realize when people stop me over at Pahoa Post Office and say, so when is this going to happen? You know, it's with huge relief that this is happening. But I'm just going to tell you, you know, I, along with Gregor, along with Russell at the time, we had some sleepless nights in 2018, okay? Trying to go find how we're going to get the funding for this. For those of you folks who know about the legislative session was from January to May. And in May was when this whole thing started. And in May was a few days earlier, the Kauai floods were going. You folks remember that, yeah? So we had a funding for Kauai floods, but the craters, didn't stop erupting until after the legislative session ended. So we didn't have funding except for a couple of $100,000 to put one safe swim area over here. Goulet, Jones, they were the people who were nagging me to put one safe swim area over here. So what do? We no more funding, but the Lahui needed the money. We needed to do one study. So, when people are telling us, how come we're putting this in here for the fishermen, but we're not thinking about the swimmers? I'm going to tell you, we thought about the swimmers. We had funding for the swimmers. But, our fishermen, they depend on this as their lifeline, right? In order for Kalapana to be Kalapana, we had to take care of the fishermen here. So, Megan, myself, I was House representative at the time, went to Speaker's office. We were trying to figure out how we're going to get the money released for the fishermen to at least start the study. Megan finally told me that, we couldn't use the safe swim area because it said safe swim area. We're not using it for swimming. We're using it for put the fishermen back in. So I thank Megan. I saw her here. I don't know where she is right now, for finding the initial studies. After that, we had a bunch of public meetings, right? Sacred Hearts. We had to go reserve that area. I had so many people giving me all kinds of suggestions as to where to put it. Let's go put them over in Kalapana. Let's go put it over in Maku. Let's go put it over in, we had like 10 different areas, okay? So for all the swimmers who didn't think we took all of that into account, we took it all into account, yeah? And this is where we finally, as been said, and after that, we also had Army Corps of Engineers, okay? We sat down, Army Corps of Engineers, I think I was talking to Fisherman Billy here, where we said, when he told me, well, how come we didn't bring Army Corps of Engineers in? We did. We asked them, because you remember, we gotta go look for money. They were the ones who went fund this whole thing. Yes. So we were asking them, can you guys give us some money, use your Army Corps of Engineers labor to go put this whole thing together? Okay, since then, COVID had happened. The environmentalists came after us saying, and it really bothers me that the person who filed a lawsuit to try and stop this was a Big Island attorney first, because his suggestion was, let the fishermen go to Punaluu. And I'm like, you live here, you know how far Punaluu is. That's ridiculous, right?
I agree.
So COVID happened, Gregor got elected, so it's like a tag team. I'm super happy that Gregor came in and helped follow through, while I helped follow through in the Senate, and we finally put this together, and it is with relief. A different director this time, Director Chang, Brian Kanako, Finn retained, I'm so glad you retained Finn. He had the knowledge together. Megan is still here. Because a lot of the times when we start funding these things and the knowledge goes with a new appointee, they forget what we have done before, right? And Dane and Philip, I mean, with their drone studies as to the potential areas over here that could be used, they were all taken into account, and we all were finally here, and I'm finally glad we're finally getting it done. So aloha, mahalo, and thank you, everyone.
Next, I'd like to call up Gregor Ilagana.
This is the aloha. This is the only time I get to really wear this hat, so I'm glad that this is happening. But you know, before I go into my speech, I really want to give my colleague, Senator Joyce San Buenaventura, another round of applause because her work on the Senate really helped establish this funding. So thank you, Joy. There's three. As I look around, I mean, we got a lot of people here who has made this happen. I mean, all the way in the back, we have Ikaika Marzo bringing awareness to this project. Mark has been talking to me at the town halls. I mean, Auntie Emily, all the way to all the advocates here. So please, one more round of applause to all of you who has helped make this happen. We want to thank you so very much. I can't name everybody here, but there are three people I want to mention because these three people are very important to make this project come to life. And the first person was actually in the previous administration, and that's Bob Matsuda. He was the deputy at that time with Chairwoman Case. And Bob helped paint the picture to the Oahu legislators on why this is important. And what he told me and told everyone is that, can you imagine if Oahu didn't have a boat ramp? From Hilo to Ka'u, if you measure the coastline from Ka'u to Hilo, that is equivalent to the coastline of Oahu. And that helped paint a picture in their mind that why isn't this community not restoring their boat ramp? And thanks to Bob, thank you Bob, I know he's not here, but he was a strong advocate on helping me share with my colleagues that this boat ramp is very important. A second is of course, Finn Macau. Finn! I've been annoying Finn left and right. I mean, when Finn doesn't answer my calls, I'm calling Chairwoman Chang, and I'm like, Chairwoman Chang, Finn's not returning my calls, can you reach out to him? And then all of a sudden, Finn started returning my calls. And the only reason why I'm trying to get some updates is because the community wants some update. And Finn, not many administration prefers to put things in writing. But you know, Finn was able to put a schedule together. Mind you, that schedule changed 10 times. I'm like, Finn, I thought this was the updated schedule. Why do we have to change the schedule again? This kept going on and on, but Finn was there. He really believed in this community. He's actually from Puna as well, and most people don't know that. And so when I started to understand where Finn's heart is, I started to believe in Finn, even though he didn't return my calls some of those times. I had hope, and Finn would pull through. So one more time, let's give Finn a round of applause. And it's thanks because of Chairwoman Chang who allowed him to do his work that we were able to make this happen. So thank you, Chairwoman. As well as the last person, the most important person, I know it's normally the first, but on this order is backwards. It's actually Auntie Kīlauea.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Kīlauea has been blowing up my phone left and right. I mean, like, Auntie, you need to stop calling me. She really helped me because, you know, I'm also advocating for the alternate route. In 2021, that was the #1 issue that was voted in our town halls. And then on 2022, the community reprioritized my priorities and made the Pohoiki Boat Ramp #1. And I was lucky that I happened to be the vice speaker at that time, newly appointed. So I had a lot of pull. And I remember that time when Auntie Kīlauea was calling me and asking for an update on what's going on. I was sharing this information with my speaker, and I told my speaker how important this issue is. This is the #1 issue. Out of 12 town halls in PUNA, this rose to the top. Couple weeks later, our CIP chair, at that time, our speaker was Speaker Saiki. At that time, Scott Nishimoto, he goes up to me and says, "Hey, Speaker just talked to me. He said he wants to make sure your priorities is #1 on my list, and to make sure that that boat ramp gets put in there." And when he told me that, I was like, "Thank you, Speaker. Thank you for making this project an important project to advocate for, and thank you for making sure that we get the funding." So Auntie Kīlauea was a big part of that, because even though she was not there at the Capitol with me, I swear I was hallucinating, because every corner I see Auntie Kīlauea. And I was afraid to turn a corner because she was gonna start yelling at me and tell me that I need to make sure the funding was there. I know I said 3, but if you don't mind, I have a notable mention, and that's actually Senator Schatz. Because when it was time to secure some of that permits, and we need to figure out what we were going to do with our different options, I called all the different federal office, because we were getting different opinion back and forth. Yeah, you remember this, Finn. And I needed to find out what was happening on the federal side. It was Senator Schatz's office that responded back and followed up and allowed me to get the information that I needed and relayed that back to Finn. And I didn't know this at that time, but it was interesting that the administration on the federal side couldn't tell us the information, but because of some regulation, but they could tell Senator Schatz's office or the federal offices, and then Senator Schatz, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to share this information. Turn the video camera off for a second. It wasn't only the funding, it was the permits that needed to happen. It was the lawsuit that needed to be cleared. And all these they're not little challenge, they're big challenge, finally got us to where we are today. So everyone who helped play a part in that, thank you very much. I want to thank all of you who helped. So last but not least, I want to say God bless to everyone here, and to good brother bros. Guy, where you at? Guy, I see you. May this project be under budget, ahead of schedule, and deliver us the boat ramp.
I'd like to call representatives for Ashley Kirkwood's office this morning. Uhiapo and Ivory, please come and share. Ashley was there, from the very beginning when this whole thing was going down. She made a resolution and she made sure that our Ohana had a voice in this process. So I want to mahalo her for that. She's not here, but these two are here to represent her today.
Good job. Good job.
Uina ka pola o ka hawali I ka holo ana I ka aina kahia ka makani ho o ma leo ili o kona a naue miki miki ana I ke kai piki piki o Pohoiki kahi e puka I ka lai ke ao. Mai hea mai ke ia makani. No ke ala komo pe ia paha. Mai apua pe ia paha a ole no Pohoiki. He makani he enalu he makani ho ala ala ana mai ka makani mo ani ani ke ala o ke a au. He makani pa'a I ka mo'olelo o ke ia ohana. My name is Ku'uhiapo. This is Ivory and we are here on behalf of Councilmember Ashley Kirkowitz, Council District 4. And mahalo nui loa for having us here. You know, PUNA is known as a land of change, constant moving. And when PUNA changes, when the land changes, so does its people. The people move. The people are dynamic. They flow. When there's a need, PUNA is there, and its people are there. I'm young, and I get to see and I get to admire my kupuna, the aunties, the uncles, my cousins as well, who continuously show up for this community. They are the representation of PUNA, truly. And I'm so grateful to have leaders like them who truly advocate for our Aina. You know, I look at this crowd and I just see so much aloha, so much kupa'a in our community. So mahalo to all of you guys for coming out here as well. Ho'omaika'i to our state reps as well, mahalo nui, our community members. This couldn't have happened without you guys, but most especially our community. Mahalo for showing up, for calling endlessly to our reps, especially our office as well. We appreciate your voices and we've been here standing with you guys. And this is just the first start of recovery. When we asked community, what does recovery look like to you? Like how Rep. Iligan said, it was the boat ramp. We need our boat ramp for our Lava-Inundated. But more than that, we need our boat ramp because it is a part of our identity here in PUNA, right? We want a boat ramp. We cannot put them any place else. This is where it's supposed to be. Our ohana is from here, right? Let's keep it here. Again, mahalo nui loa for everybody for being here, and aloha.
Mahalo, Kuhiapo. Up next, we'd like to call our consultants, Kyle, Kaneshiro. We'd like to come up here and share some words about your project.
You know, he didn't know he was going to come up this morning because Trevor is actually the one, but they work together. But before I ask Kyle to speak, I just want to say mahalo to one person because we wouldn't be here today without him as well too. And we sat in Kīlauea's property on the bypass over there. We would go cut the grass, throw up the tent. Bob and Finn came on Zoom, blowing winds, killer recovery, but John Katahira. John Katahira was the first person. He took on this work without even getting paid. And we wouldn't be here without him today as well too. So I just want to mahalo him and thank you, Kyle, for always being there for us too. Mahalo.
Aloha. I really don't know why I'm up here. No, seriously, what I mean by that is, like everyone said before me, this project is really about the legislators, DLNR, and above all, the community. Seriously. this has been one of the most eye-opening, humbling projects I've been working on, and our company's been working on. The community made everything so easy. This is not an easy project, but the community got everyone together, communicated, brought everyone together, and they made it what it is today. So really, this is for you guys. You guys should all stand up and pat yourselves on the back and give yourself, it's all because of you guys. We are just a conduit, and for real, it's just easy because you guys made it easy for us. So that's all I really want to say to Antonio. So John is there, he will appreciate it, but don't worry about him because he's actually golfing right now in the mainland. He had a trip plan. He's retired, so retired really. But thank you again and I'm humbled, and thank you for, letting us be a part of this, your guys' project. Yeah, so really, mahalo for that. Yeah. Thank you.
Mahalo nui. Up next, we'd like to call the Goodfellows project manager, Guy, to come up and share a few words. We're so grateful to have him here today and ready to begin.
Well, good morning and aloha.
Aloha.
Thank you so much. My name is Guy DeBarlo. I'm with Goodfellow Brothers. I represent the contractor that's going to be doing the actual work out here. The work that we only get to do because of the work that came before. My wife and I have been on this island about 12 years with our sons, and I've been to many ground blessings, many ceremonies. This one, for me, kind of stands out as something unique and special.
Yeah.
Seeing the communities, being out here off and on for the last few months trying to ramp up this project, the community out here is unique. It's been special. I've met many of you as I've come and gone, but you guys are going to have to put up with me for now the next, on schedule timing, am I right?
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that we are grateful to be a part of this project and a part of this community while we live and work here. It's not many times we get to a project where we kind of feel a little bit like heroes, and so that's refreshing for us, right? I'll keep my comments short because we have a lot of work to do. We want to get started on it so we can get this place back up and running. Mahalo. Thank you so much for letting us be a part of your community.
We ask for safety. We ask for guidance. We ask for humbleness. And we ask for aloha.
Kupa'a ma kumukai, inu a kawai'a kane'a. Kawai'a ka niu, kawai'a ka awa, kawai'a ka ua. Eia no ma puna e. Kupa'a ma kumukai, inu a kawai'a kane'a. Kawai'a ka niu, kawai'a ka awa, kawai'a ka ua. Eia no ma puna e. Kupa'a ma kumukai, inu a kawai'a kane'a. Kawai'a ka niu, kawai'a ka awa, kawai'a ka ua. Eia no ma puna e.
Can we call Joy and Gregor and Dawn and Finn up, please? At Kīlauea. We're going to have you all hold a section of this lei.
E nā kino malui ka langi malue ho e ho'olu mai ana o laka I kona mauka o mako no ala ua lama ua hele ka naka aya I luna ua kai au ka ho'o ka ula ka ho'o ka nau I Hawaii ka pu ava uli pu ava kia moa kane moa hine ma ka lele kalani o kali uli ue aka o ke aka no ia mai ka hiki ku aka hiki moe mai ka hiki kapa kapa ua e kane. Ea makapule ka mai. Ka nai nai ma ko ia o